Fourth Gate Podcast. Dom Damali here. What's up, you guys? Back with another Pretty Little Liars review. Today I will be reviewing 619, Did You Miss Me? Okay. Before we get into this review, I must say that this episode was extremely underwhelming. Especially after what we got last week. And after how much I loved last week's episode, this episode, I don't know what happened. And, for it to be right before the finale, I was expecting a lot more than what we got. And I know I should not be expecting a damn thing when it comes to Pretty Little Liars at this point. But for some reason, I'm like, okay, usually the episode before the last one is decent. But I don't know what the fuck this shit was. So let's get into it. Alright, so y'all know I gotta look up these look up what the fuck happened. Okay, so last week we all remember how it ended. Emily was like, get the hell in the car. And so this week it basically opens with Emily and Mona having a conversation about what the heck happened, having a conversation about the Dyson and blah blah. Mona says that she did call Charlotte to meet with her and that Charlotte never came, and that's like some shit that's going to be talked about throughout the episode with the other girls as well, like if they believe her, if they don't. And I kind of believe Mona. Even though I can't trust her, or we can't trust her, I sort of believe that she don't really have anything to do with Charlotte getting killed. Now, I do think she might have something to do with something. You never know with Mona. You can never clear her completely of the A shit that is going on. But I don't think she killed Charlotte. I really don't. Okay, information. Okay, yeah, I talked about that part. The girls, they talk about it. Okay, so Allie falls down the damn steps, and she's on her honeymoon with old boy, and she's rushed to the hospital, and we see her in the hospital pretty much throughout the whole episode. I don't remember what she broke or what I think she had a concussion or something like that. And Hannah decides to go up to the hospital, which is an hour away, to see her. And while she's in the room asking if she's fine, she sees a card off to the side of a staircase. And it had like animated pictures of the girls, and it had them their faces crossed out, excuse me, had their faces crossed out. And so I guess we are to assume that A has something to do with that staircase. How? I don't know. I've seen a lot of people, saying things like, okay, that was a reach, that was a little far-fetched. But I'm like, come on, y'all. It's season 6 of Pretty Little Liars. You act like you haven't seen them stretch some shit out before. Like, they really fucking stretched some shit out. This is not the first time. Alright, so we also see the guy who was helping Sarah Harvey. Helped her sign shit in the hotel, and was helping her get into the funeral for Charlotte. We see him moving around town, and the girls see him with a I don't even know what to call it, some shit under his arm. Not some shit but y'all know what I'm talking about, that fucking tube or whatever. So they start following him, and Emily comes up with a plan to, I guess, hit his car. They start talking to the guy. Emily's distracting him while Spencer goes through the tube and finds that she is staying at the Radley Hotel with a different name, and she has layouts of the shit, and she's looking for something else, blah, blah, blah. So Spencer goes back to the crib while Emily continues to follow her, and I was just like too done at this part with Emily, and not, because y'all know I'm hard on Emily, but it wasn't really her, it's the fucking writers and shit. why did y'all fucking see how close that goddamn ice cream truck was to Emily's car? I'm like, bitch, if you really trying to be discreet, bitch, you were really fucking close. You got your window down and shit, but you were not, like, I don't know if anybody else was peeping that, but I'm like, bitch, this is not discreet at all this food, if this was realistic, if this was real life, all this food, and then he saw your car, they act like, oh, he's never seen my car before, so it doesn't matter if I'm this fucking close to the ice cream truck. Bitch, you just hit his fucking limo and y'all just had a whole conversation about it. So all he has to do is turn around and say, what is this bitch following me? I don't know. But we dealing with Pretty Little Liars, so what the fuck do we expect? Before I get to Spencer going back to the crib, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Hannah goes to Caleb and she says, look, I think I know how to get A off our backs. And she comes up with this whole plan about admitting that she is the one who killed Charlotte, so A will stop fucking with the girls and fucking with her friends. Caleb, I guess, gives in to her to help her with this stupid ass plan. And so they go back to Spencer's barn, and Spencer walks in and they up on the couch. And so Spencer walks in and she's like, hey, and this part had me weak because you could tell she was nervous. Like, you could tell she didn't know what the fuck was about to happen, or what the fuck Hannah and Caleb was about to say. Like, y'all getting back together, like, what's going on right now? Like, you could tell she was not really here for it. And Hannah gets up and Hannah tells her, I killed Charlotte. She tells her the way she did it and all of this. And Spencer, you can tell Spencer is believing in shit. I even started to believe it because in my head I'm like, she didn't really do it. You know what I'm saying? I know Hannah didn't do it. And then another part of me is like, wait, could she do it? Does Hannah have killer in her? Like, I'm trying to, while she's telling the story, she even had me kind of like switching sides in the middle of the shit. So after she tells the story, she turns around to Caleb and she's like, I told you that she would believe me. Now, if she believes me, as smart as fucking she is, A is going to believe me. And Spencer's standing there like, bitch, what the fuck just happened right now? Like, what? And I was mad they didn't explain it to her. I mean, obviously they explained it to her later, but she was just like, what the fuck happened? And then they cut to some other shit. I'm like, so y'all not gonna explain to this bitch that you really didn't do it? But okay. Alright, so I think, I'm gonna be skipping some shit, but I think Emily comes over after this. And Spencer's sitting off to the side while Hannah and Caleb is up on the couch. And Emily's walking around and she's like, I don't think we should do this. Like, what the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. And, they keep kind of cutting to Spencer. And Spencer's just, sipping on her wine and shit. She's not even really paying attention. And Hannah and Caleb is like, look, this is the perfect plan. This is what we came up with. This is what the fuck we gonna do. And Hannah's like, Caleb is helping me with it or whatever she says. And then she grabs his hand. The part that we saw in the fucking previews. And Spencer glares the fuck over. It all kind of happened in one beat, which I really liked about it. It wasn't like pause. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It wasn't like she grabs his hand, he looks over, she looks over. It kind of all just happened in one fucking, like, one moment, one beat. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all probably don't get what I'm saying. But I just really liked how they did that, how it happened in one moment. So it was kind of hard to catch everybody's expression in that one moment because it happened in one moment. So you could only really like look at one person's reaction in that one moment, which is why I really need to go back and see what everybody's faces and reaction was to that. But like I said, Spencer looked over and she saw, and you can tell that made her even more uncomfortable. Because you could tell that she was uncomfortable from when she walked in to just sitting over there getting drunk to, and that made her even more uncomfortable. But Caleb did remove his hand. He did, you could tell he was like, he even felt a little weird about it. Well, not weird about Hannah. I don't know. I think he was weird about Spencer seeing that, But who knows? Okay, so Emily goes over to Spencer and she's like, "Bitch, you not gonna fucking say anything? Like you just gonna continue to let these fools come up with this stupid ass plan, and you gonna let them fucking do this shit? Like, come on, like you ain't even acting yourself. You know what I'm saying?" And Spencer got to be the best actor on this fucking show, dog. She was pouring the fucking wine and she said they're gonna do it anyway. And Spencer, Emily kept talking and she was like, "What do you want me to do? Fucking wedge myself in the middle of them on the couch?" And I was just like, oh my god, like I'm over here clutching pearls and shit. Like that whole scene had my fucking ass uncomfortable. And when it went to commercial, I was like, why the fuck am I uncomfortable? Like I'm in the fucking scene and shit. Like this is really fucking happening or something. Like this is real life. I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know how to feel right now. Like I don't know whether to be mad with Spencer. And Spencer is such a good actor. She had you feeling her fucking anger in that moment. And I was just so like uncomfortable because for one, I didn't expect Spencer to be that fucking real about the situation in that moment. I expected her to still kind of make it about, okay, it's the plan, they gonna do it. I didn't expect her to take it to, them sitting on the fucking couch and shit in the anger. I was like, wait a minute, bitch, I wasn't ready. I was not ready, bitch. I was not ready for that. Okay. So, they call fucking Arya because Arya went to dinner with her boss and Ezra to talk about the book. And the boss brings up the fact that she knows that Arya is dating Johnny, Lonnie, Connie, whatever that fool's name is. Liam, I think that's what it is. And she's like, well, I'm separating y'all. From now on, you work through me with this book. So while she's at dinner or whatever and dealing with that, they call her and they let her know the plan. I don't really remember her fucking reaction to it. Sorry guys, I just fucking don't. But I'm pretty sure she was probably like, what the fuck, are we really gonna do this? Fast forward. I feel like I'm skipping some shit. But fast forward, the girls are all at, I think, Lucas's fucking house. And they're basically talking about the situation. Oh shit, I am skipping something. That's the fucking end. Okay, let me go back. Okay, we rewinding right now. Okay, so we have Allison in the hospital, and her mom, she opens her eyes to some shit, and her mom is there, and she's like, okay, I'm dreaming, it's the fucking drugs, I'm hallucinating, like this is not what's really happening. And Mrs. D is like, look, I don't care what it is, I'm happy I'm here. Elliot's a nice guy, he's gonna protect you, I couldn't protect you. And they have this moment that kind of made me uncomfortable. Like I know it was supposed to be her mom's there fucking type of moment, but the whole fucking time I was creeped the fuck out. I don't know about anybody else, but I was really creeped out. I'm like, is this real? Like, is she really not dead? Is this a twin? Is this really like some ghost type of shit going on right now? Like I was confused and I was a little creeped out. And also I was like, okay, the bitch dies and now all of a sudden she's a good mom. Like what? Does that actually happen in real life? I need to know. Like I was really thrown off by that. Okay, we also have a scene between Sarah Harvey and Mona. Mona pretty much says, bitch, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? And I could tell that when Mona said that, she was just kind of annoyed herself. Even though, Sarah Harvey's not really bothering her from what we know. I felt like she was just really annoyed. Like, bitch, just leave them alone. Like, what the fuck? And Sarah goes into the shit where she's like, oh, they'll never trust you. And because you played with them too long. And Mona's like, okay, well, it's no more games. I'm not doing any more games right now. And Sarah says, well, bitch, you about to have a lonely ass life. And this scene was really weird for me. I was here for Mona, but I wasn't at the same time. Like, I was here for Mona at the beginning of the conversation, but towards the end, I was like, bitch, really? Like, I just didn't understand why Mona was letting Sarah Harvey shake her. Like, I didn't get that, because the Mona I know, now I know this is 5 years forward and shit, and bitches are supposed to be different, but the Mona I know was a boss. So I didn't quite understand why she wasn't acting like a boss in this moment. You know, when she said leave them alone, boss move. But when she's, oh, I'm not playing games anymore, I'm like, bitch, why are you nervous? Why are you shaking and shit right now? Like, I know you not letting this bitch Sarah Harvey fucking shake your ass up. Like, come on now, Sarah Harvey, come on. Anybody could kick her fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mona, I'm sure, even though you short, I'm sure you can kick her fucking ass. Mona. And then it's like, Mona, you've kicked people's ass before. Like, you was like, I wasn't here for that. And, you know, I'm not really here for when the fucking writers just switch up characters out of nowhere. Like, switch up shit from what they would normally fucking do. I'm like, well, I was confused. Wasn't here for it. I also wasn't here for Sarah Harvey. I'm like, bitch, what is you doing? Like, what is Sarah Harvey really doing? Like, I need someone from PLL to explain that to me. Like, what is she doing? Like, she's in town, she's not, she's following bitches, she's being creepy, she's not, she fucking doing this, she's doing that, and she's not. It's just like, what is she doing? First of all, it's like, why is she even here? And then it's like, okay, she's here, we can't do anything about it, because for some reason y'all want to force her down our fucking throats. But then it's like, what is the fucking, since you forcing her down our fucking throats, can you please tell us why we fucking eating this shit? Can you tell us why you trying to make us digest this fucking shit? Please. Like, why is she here? Why? Because we all know, okay, they sent her to look like she's A and has something to do with this shit. We all know she's really not. I do think she is doing something, and she has something to do with something, but I don't think it's A. And it's just like, what? Like, what is it? Why? Like, and why is Mona, like, why are they even having this conversation? Like, I was just really not here for that shit at all. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is it? Like, what? Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna just move on from that stupid shit. So Arya and Ezra meet up again, and Ezra's like, yo, what's going on? What did your boss say? You haven't looked at me since we left dinner. And she basically tells him that A is back, and that's why Allie's in the hospital, and that's why I got burned. Now, go to the part that I fucking skipped to. They're at Hannah's house. Oh, I forgot to mention Lucas is back. Lucas offers Hannah a bunch of money, and then for some reason they put hashtag Sugar Daddy Lucas at the fucking top. I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Is this Pretty Little Liars, or is this One Life to fucking Live? Like, I'm confused. So, yeah, so back to the fucking scene. They at the crib, and I think Arya's there. I think. Don't quote me. I think all the bitches are here in this moment, and they're all talking about the fucking plan. And you could tell that everybody's just like, are we really gonna fucking do this? So Hannah and Caleb are standing up talking about it, and I just keep looking at fucking Spencer the whole time, and she got her head down, and you could just tell she's really uncomfortable, and she's really not here for the whole situation. And she's not even like, I feel like she won't even think about the fucking plan. You know, I feel like she was just in her head about them, you know, just jealous, you know. And so, you know, they talking about the plan, and this is part where she like, where Caleb, you know, rubs her back or whatever, and I'm like, okay, bruh, you know, like y'all was already holding hands. Like, I just felt like they was like kind of overdoing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we get it, you know, because I love Spencer and I don't want to see her hurt, you know, so fucking stop it. So they do that, and then she's like, fucking, I'm doing it. And I think even Spencer says, look, they gonna fucking do it anyway. We not gonna let y'all do it without us, and that's that. And, you know, nobody else is obviously gonna speak the fuck up. And so then Hannah goes, and she does, I guess, the voice text, and she's like, look, I killed Charlotte, leave my friends alone. And then for some reason they take us through this whole shit where the text message goes through the fucking town, gets pinged off the fucking tower, and then goes to A's fucking phone and shit. And then we see A get the text message. And that was the episode. Now, yeah, that was it for my recap. This is the review. Like I said, underwhelming fucking episode. I have a couple things to talk about. Actually, I might even have to do this on another video. Shit. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this on another video, y'all. Peace. Like, comment, and subscribe.